What would you do if your own teammates abandoned you at the deepest floor of an S-rank dungeon? For Lake, that nightmare becomes reality in the worst possible way. And the biggest mistake his party is about to make is throwing away the only person who can break deadly curses. 5 figures stop dead in a torch-lit dungeon tunnel, and the silence won't last long. A young man leads the group. Just behind him looms a hulking warrior with a spiked mohawk. 3 more companions closing in from further back. Then it comes, aimed square at him, banished on the spot. A curse breaker and nothing more. The mohawked leader roars, isn't worth keeping around. Get out and don't come back. He spits, the demand curdling into laughter. He can only stare, stammering out a question, banished. Just like that. Over what? A hand shoots up from beside him, someone else startled enough to cut in. This is Lake Asgarb, a curse breaker, and until this moment, a member of the A-rank party Cool Breeze. No use for someone who can only break curses. The leader snaps back, hasn't he? Said this 100 times already. For the record, this is Gay Chu of the city of Granville, and the one who leads Cool Breeze. Lake tries reasoning with him, say what you want, but they'll be in real trouble the day a curse actually lands. Gay Chu just waves it off. Of course a rookie like him wouldn't get it. Talk back to him again and see what happens. Gay Chu warns. They're standing at the bottom floor of an S-rank dungeon, the cursed labyrinth, and there's no telling what waits down here. Curses are nasty business. Lake mutters, half to himself, eyes dropping to the floor. None of that matters. Gay Chu fires back. If you can't put a monster down yourself, all the curses in the world lifted, and it still won't mean a thing. Dispelling a curse properly costs money and takes days. Gay Chu lectures him as if it's news. Lake just looks tired. He thought that part was common knowledge. You can always just touch it away. Gay Chu insists. Lake isn't buying it. There's no way that's true. Not as far as he's ever known. Curses, it turns out, are less like ordinary magic and more like dungeon traps, the kind only a rare item can undo, nothing like the spells humans cast. Left alone, one leaves a person stumbling, collapsing, worse. Lake sets the record straight. Touching a curse away only works for him because of his own skill, not some trick anyone could pull off. His one skill, Gay Chu admits, used to be worth tolerating for clearing dungeons, but Lake jumps in before he can finish. He's no good in a fight, so he poured everything into curse breaking instead. Wait, that's his find, Lake blurts, pointing. He's the one who dug it up in the first place. This Holy Knight's necklace. Gay Chu just grins wider, holding the thing up so it catches the light. As of right now, he announces Lake's usefulness just ran out. The item's full name flashes up plain as a status screen. Holy Knight's necklace, rank A, ability, negates curses outright. His jaw drops, an item that rare doesn't come along twice in a lifetime. Ranking, he knows, runs the same for gear as it does for adventurers. S at the top, all the way down to F at rock bottom. For half a second, hope flickers. Is Gay Chu actually handing it over? The answer lands like a slap. This one object. Gay Chu sneers, beats him in usefulness 100 million times over. Idiot. As if he'd ever hand a rare find like this to someone like him, Gay Chu scoffs. The laugh keeps going even as his fist swings, a sudden blow catching Lake completely off guard. Lake doubles over, hand pressed to his head. Wait, he manages. So the necklace really isn't happening. Something in him lights up at the thought of rare gear, cool items, he gushes, are the whole reason he ever picked up this life in the first place. A curse-breaking skill of his own, he adds, would make an item like this pointless to keep, and yet, getting his hands on cool gear, he brags, matters more to him than any girl ever could. Wild armor, jagged scythes, staves crawling with skulls. Now that's what peak cool looks like, he says, holding up pieces he actually owns. Then he shoves something else at Lake for good measure. One more jab, Lake, can't quite dodge. Another blow lands harder this time, knocking the wind clean out of him. Crumpled on the ground, Lake still catches a voice from one of his former teammates. Serves him right, she says. He can barely get a question out through the pain. What is wrong with you people? Weakness, and only his own, deserves the blame here. She informs him, so don't go resenting Gay Chu for it. This is Rokamono, mage of Cool Breeze. Beside her, the swordswoman can't hold back a laugh, agreeing that this kind of treatment fits someone with no combat ability at all just fine. This one is Hairechu, swordswoman of Cool Breeze. One more voice joins in, giggling, watching him struggle, she says. Is embarrassing just to see. He's really that weak. This one is Chushin, healer of Cool Breeze. The rest of Lake's party can't get enough of their leader, a mountain of muscle with a spiked mohawk and a ring through his lip. The witch pressed to one side. The other girl looped around the other, hearts floating everywhere, like it's the easiest thing in the world. Lake just stares, seriously. These two are into a guy that unhinged, under the disbelief, sits something quieter too. A real worry about whether they're going to be okay. Then the moment's over. The group turns to go, calling him useless on their way out, and announcing it's time to head back, and just like that they're walking away, leaving him small and alone on the rock behind them. The image that lingers is his grin, not a shred of shame in it. Crazy bastard. Fine by him. He's not about to argue. One more thing trails after them as they go. The area is crawling with monsters, and carelessness here gets you killed. Tossed off like it barely matters to him either way. Lake's already sweating through it, breath ragged, standing in the space where his party used to be. The witch doesn't dress hers up either, hopes he gets eaten by something more or less, said the way you'd wish someone a safe trip. The other girl adds her own line, don't even think about asking them for help, and the leader piles right on top of it, cackling, telling him to go ahead and handle it himself with that precious curse-breaking skill of his. The laughing doesn't let up. She's already looking somewhere else, like this stopped being interesting a while ago. The witch gets the last word, goodbye, Lake-kun, do your best. She supposes breezy, like she's already forgotten, he's there, and then the group is gone for good. Alone now, Lake watches them shrink into the distance, their laughter carrying back long after their faces are too far to make out. It finally lands, they actually left him, really, and truly left him, and the realization comes out as a shout that echoes off every wall around him. His own shouting doesn't go unnoticed. Somewhere in the dark, heavy footsteps start closing in, a pack of high orcs, pulled straight toward the commotion. Lake goes rigid. Whatever's coming, it's coming for him. A status window flickers up in front of him, high orc, B rank. Slow on their feet, but tough as iron and strong enough that the slowness barely matters. He drops behind the nearest outcrop, mind already racing. Running is the only real option he's got. One high orc alone would be trouble enough. There are three. He slips off into the dark, putting as much distance as he can between himself and the orc grunts behind him. There's a new problem too. They took the map with them. He has no idea where he's even going anymore. And then he feels it. One of the high orcs has caught up, right on his heels. He rounds a corner expecting an opening and gets a wall instead. Dead end. For a second the panic gives way to something almost absurd. He hasn't even picked up one decent item yet. Is this really it? Is he actually about to die down here? Something catches his eye. Whatever composure he has left snaps, and his fist slams into the stone. The impact uncovers something underneath, a magic circle, and inside it, unmistakably, a sealing formula. Which raises the question, is this thing built out of a curse? If it really is a curse that changes everything, this is exactly what his skill was built for. He calls it out, Dispel Curse. The wall doesn't just crack, it disappears completely, and standing in its place is a doorway that wasn't there a second ago. The seal breaks apart around him in one last burst of light, curse and all. What's waiting for him isn't subtle, a massive door bolted into the rock, skeletons carved across the frame, thorned vines climbing both sides. Even Lake has to admit it, this place is unbelievably creepy. It groans open under his weight, inch by inch. He doesn't love it, but with orcs somewhere behind him, going in is the only option he's got left inside. The space opens up huge and dark and empty. No enemies waiting for him, at least. He tears through the room next, hunting for a weapon, any weapon at all. Nothing. He pivots to searching for a way out instead. Also nothing. He's breathing hard, and his options are running out fast. That's when he spots it, an obviously suspicious pedestal, sitting alone at the back of the room. The panic creeps back in. What does he even do? What does he do? It's not here. None of it's here. The words tumbling out faster than he can finish them. And there it is. Waiting on top, a ring carved into the shape of a skull, grinning back at him from its perch. He reaches for it slowly. A ring, apparently. That's all that's left to try. The moment it's in his hand, something changes, and whatever it is, it hits hard enough to freeze him mid-breath.